What's up, everybody, and welcome to Best Massage Tech. My name's Patrick, and today I'm taking a look at the hottest foam roller that I've ever reviewed, literally and figuratively. Today I'm taking a look at the Hot Rock. So Hot Rock is the very first foam roller that I've come across that is a self-heated foam roller. Those of you that have seen some of my other reviews know that I did do a review of the Moji heated roller a couple months ago, but that device you actually had to put in the microwave and it didn't stay heated. This device actually plugs into the wall and stays heated and gets heated up to 160 degrees. They kind of took one of my messages in that last review pretty literally and created a device that I've never seen before. So it does heat from it does heat from a low of 77 degrees, so right when you turn it on, all the way up to 160 degrees. This is a prototype right now that I have, or not the final version necessarily. So it does only go up to 160 degrees. I do anticipate that the final version actually will be able to get hotter. So if you're somebody that wants a really, really hot foam roller, definitely something to keep an eye on to see when that does hit the market with that final version. I timed it to heat this from plugging it in and turning it on to the highest temperature at 160 degrees. It took 7 minutes and 42 seconds. So while the heat isn't immediate, it is certainly something that you can get heated up in under 10 minutes. So all you have to do is just plug it in and you can kind of go walk away and do your thing while you're getting ready to use it. It does come with what they call the speed heat bag. So not only is this a carrying case, but it's also a bag that can help it heat up hotter and quicker. So you don't necessarily need to use the bag. You could also wrap it in a blanket or a sweatshirt or really anything that can help maintain the stable environment around it. Because with anything that's warm, the heat of this is controlled and regulated a little bit by the environment that it's in. So I did mention it took about 7 minutes and 42 seconds for this to heat up. That was in a room that was set to 71 degrees. That's my living room right here. Obviously, if you're in a colder setting, it could take a little bit longer. If you're in a warmer setting, it could go a little bit quicker. Point being, the more you can help insulate it, the quicker and the hotter it's gonna get. And because of that, it is recommended that you either use it on carpet or a yoga mat versus using it on a tile floor or a cold basement floor, just because a lot of that heat is gonna be dissipated into whatever surface you are rolling it on. So if you can have something a little bit padded and a little bit more insulated, it'll help it maintain a solid temperature. Now the device does have a timer on it, so you can keep track of how long you're rolling and set that based on however long you want to be rolling certain areas. In terms of a firmness, it is a little bit softer of a foam roller. You can kind of see it's got some give to it. It's not a super firm roller. It is a true kind of rubberized foam that's underneath this kind of pleather leather covering that's on it. So, if you're looking for a super firm roller, now underneath that foam is a solid plastic core, so it does only give to a certain point. But in there, you got a bunch of heated coils that are wrapped around it. So I'm gonna try to get a little bit closer here, but you see it's got some waves that are on it. All the heated coils are between these waves. So kind of in the last couple inches on either side, there's no heat. All the heat is in the center core portion of this roller. The roller itself is 12 inches long, so I'd say you're looking at probably 8 to 9 inches in the middle where that heat is actually happening. Now, one thing you'll notice is that it does have a cord. And when I first got it, I was a little bit surprised that it had a cord. It seems like it would be maybe a negative to the fact that it has a cord, but as I've used it a little bit more, I actually think the cord is a positive. Funny to say, but the fact that it has the cord is what allows it to maintain such a high temperature. I don't think you'd be able to reach that hot of a temperature that quickly if it had a battery. Also, if it had a battery, you'd probably be looking at another $100 or so to have that powerful of a battery inside of it. So certainly a smart decision by the creators of this. And when you really think about it, when you're foam rolling, you're not really rolling around a ton. You're probably looking at 6 to 12 inches where you're rolling back and forth. So the cord is something that I've not even really realized. It is a 9-foot long cord too, so you can get really far away from an outlet or even add an extension cord if you need it. But everywhere I've been in my new apartment, I'm always within 9 feet where I can find some space to roll around from an outlet. So really, the cord, after I started using it a little bit, you don't even really notice it. As it's rolling, it doesn't get tangled up or anything. It does have little compartment on it, so you can store the cord inside of it when you're not using it. So yeah, just something that I think a lot of people, when they first see it, are probably gonna have the same thought that I did about the cord, but you really don't notice it. And I would imagine if you go on Amazon, you could probably find some external batteries. I know they make some kind of like car starting batteries and things like that actually you can plug into. So if you truly did want to take this maybe outside, I'm a track athlete, so if you're a track athlete and wanted to get out on a track and use it where there's maybe not an outlet, you could find that. But again, you're probably going to be looking at another $100 to $200 to add on just to have that capability. So maybe it's coming in the future, and maybe as the technology develops, it'll be something that we'll see a little bit more. But I think probably right now that's the reason why, is just to help to maintain that cost. Now, in terms of a foam roller, obviously a lot of people are familiar with foam rollers and they have a foam rolling routine, whether it's for warming up, cooling down, myofascial release. But really having the heat component, I think you're gonna see added mobility. Heat always helps to decrease pain and soreness, just because it increased blood flow and helps get that recovery quicker, especially if you're dealing with an injured area. You want to increase that blood flow to help with inflammation. So it's going to help with that. And then honestly, the simplest thing that I see in having heat with my foam roller is it's so much more relaxing. I'm someone that I do foam roll, but I don't ever look forward to foam rolling. I always have some sort of pain and discomfort a little bit when I am first getting started in rolling. And the heat just really helps. It's almost an enjoyable experience for me now with this heat. And it's something where even just laying down and on your back and having the heat and feeling it, and I can feel this through my t-shirt, like my t-shirt's not even there. Again, I have this on the maximum heat. It's something that I would want to be really careful with, probably if you're going to be using on sensitive areas, maybe your shoulders or inner thighs or inner arms. I would maybe turn that temperature down or make sure you put a sleeve on. But yeah, it's definitely something, if you have pants on, sweatpants on, a sweatshirt, you're going to be able to feel this through that heat. So I'm super, super impressed with this. I'm so happy that I have this. Again, this is a prototype. Hot Rock did send it to me, so it's not a sponsored video in any way. They didn't pay me to say any of this. I'm just really, really shocked that this is something that's on the market, and I look forward to seeing how this technology is going to develop further. Because this is still sort of a prototype or a Kickstarter type product right now, for the next 2 weeks, it is 50% off. I'll include a link to that in the description. After this 2 weeks, it's going to jump up to the full retail price. So it's going to retail at $179 right now. You can get it for $89 in the link, so 50% off. Jump on this now, because I think that's a great deal before it does get up to that high price tag. And I think that's a fair price tag when you start to talk about tech rollers that have vibration, heat, whatever it might be. You're talking about somewhere around the $200 mark usually. So, even at that $179, you're still a little bit lower than some of the other, tech rollers in the space. So that is the Hot Rock. That's a review. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer the best of my ability. Thanks for watching.